Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a two-page layout using the new Holly and Ivy collection by Close to My Heart. This collection will be available through October. So if you like what you see, definitely check it out. I will have it linked down below. So it's going to be a two-page layout, and I am going to be using flip flaps, which are also from Close to My Heart. It is a great way to get more photos on your layout without kind of making it too busy, I guess. And so I had a lot of fun playing with them. I've only used them one other time. But with Christmas, I always have so many photos of Christmas morning, of all the Christmas festivities, that I thought this would be a great kind of I guess holiday event to use the flip flaps. So what I'm doing is I decided to border both pages, and I decided to use this kind of like deer skin, I guess I'll call it, deer fur looking paper. I did gut it because that red is the inside of that paper. And before I forget, so this layout actually oh, this is kind of funny. You scrapbook too much when you start dreaming about scrapbooking. This layout actually sounds even funny to say, but came to me in a dream. I was scrapbooking, and this is exactly kind of what I was scrapbooking. And so I knew when I woke up I didn't want to forget, and so I made a sketch real quick and thought these photos would be perfect for that sketch. So I am going to have this green paper come almost all the way across. I am going to leave enough white space on the right hand side for my photos. And so I left a little bit of space on the left hand edge as well, because this red paper is going to be a strip across, and I wanted it to go further into the white, I guess. I wanted it to be longer than the green paper. There we go. And so that's why I left some of the white space there, and then I am going to carry that across as well. Didn't want that all the way over to the edge either, and so I just kind of started with where I wanted it in the white space and then carried it across, if that made sense. The zip strips of the papers for Close to My Heart are amazing. They're all usable, which I absolutely love. They go all the way across and match so perfectly. So those two strips there that I just glued down are zip strips, and just wanted, I guess a deeper green to bring that color in as well. When I ordered the cardstock add-on. I love the Close to My Heart cardstock. It is a very good thickness. The colors are amazing and go with the collection so well. So this is kind of going to be page 1, I guess, with that one photo. But I decided to move on to page 2 before I really started to embellish, to just kind of figure out spacing and whatnot. So the flip flaps come in a bunch of sizes. I am going to be using a 4x6 and the 4x4. I was going to actually do this layout earlier, but then decided I did kind of want the pocket cards that went with this collection. I think flip flaps are a great way to incorporate those in a layout as well. And so I actually did a second order and ordered those. So last month, toward the end of the month, I know that my scrapbooking was definitely Close to My Heart heavy, because I had just gotten the order and the collections are amazing. So this one I had already gotten most of it, but decided to wait for the pocket cards. So this one here is going to be 4x6, and then the bottom two are actually going to be 4x4. So I am going to trim off my pictures, and honestly I believe I could have gotten away with just one more flip flap, because I think I only have 2 photos. However, like I said, I wanted to incorporate some of the pocket cards in the collection as well. And so those come in 3x4 size and then 4x6 size. And so with having a 4x4 flip flap, it was a little bit challenging. I obviously had to kind of figure out a way to, I guess I'll say, decorate almost, because there's a 1/2 inch on both sides. So this is a 3x4 flip flat or pocket card that I put on the back, and what I'm doing is kind of a waterfall effect with the flip flaps, and so it's just one way to kind of use them. I actually the same day figured, you know what, I already have everything out. I'm going to do another layout. So that one will be up next week. And I kind of use the flip flaps in a different way and absolutely love the way that layout turned out as well. And that was using the same collection, but I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, they're just so different. So definitely stay tuned for that layout next week. And then here's that other 3x4 pocket card. I wanted it to kind of peek out the bottom there, and so I'm going to arrange, when I finally do it, I am going to arrange the flip flaps so that you can see most of that December 25th. I also, in my order, got some of their new stamps, and they're amazing. One of them looks like mixed media, so I decided I had a lot of white space that I was going to use them. So I sketched out kind of where my photo is going to be placed, and kind of placed the mixed media around to stick out from behind my photo. So again, this is just a stamp, but the way that it must have different like dimensions, I guess, layers almost. So some of it looks darker than the others. And just really looks like some mixed media. So I wanted some at the bottom as well to kind of give you that triangular effect, but didn't want it obviously on that deer paper. So I just stuck a piece of scrap paper between the 2 papers, and it worked out perfectly. I also got the embroidered circle stamp. Again, I will have all this linked down below if you want to take a look at it, order, that would be amazing. And so I decided to add some of those circles onto the layout as well, kind of overlapping the mixed media. I used the same stamp on the top too, but a different smaller circle on the bottom, and it just kind of, it gave me an area I felt like to embellish, and I don't know, I just really liked the way that it looked. And again, I did it in that triangular effect. So now it was kind of, now I felt like I could start embellishing because I had a good idea of where all my photos, everything was going to lay. And so on that bottom, I wanted that to be just a small cluster. And so I added that Christmas and then a heart. There were some photo corners. And so I added those to the photo there. Tucked this little ivy, I think it's ivy, I'm not very good at plants, behind the photo there to make a cluster there. I'm going to use a 'Tis the Season circle sticker, pop that up on some foam tape over there as well, and then move on. That's not all the embellishing I do on page 1. But I also had a very big white space on page 2. If I had a photo, I probably would have put a photo in that space, but I didn't have an extra one. So what I decided to do is use the same kind of, use the same stamps and same kind of idea on this page, but I switched up the colors, I guess. I did them opposite. So the mixed media look is green, and then the circles are going to be the red. And I decided, because the green, I felt like I got so much ink on the stamp, I decided I was going to try to use, I guess, the same ink a second time. And I really like the way that looked. It's a little bit lighter, but you still get that same kind of mixed media look to it. And then for that third one on the bottom, I did re-ink it, but I really like the way that that looks. And again, I kind of switched up what circles I used, but really like the way that that looks. And then added that big giant sticker there, and I really like that how that filled in that white space. This is quite a long video because there was just a lot of elements, I guess, to the layout. The stamping, the flip flaps took a little bit longer, I felt like, than I normally would have done. And then, I don't know, but I really like the way that this turns out. So on the sticker sheet, there are a couple of little deer, and so I wanted to incorporate those. For some reason, the deer on this layout, or this collection, I mean, is what kind of drew me in, and kind of why I bought it. I don't really know why, but I thought they were just really cute. So I did end up buying it for the deer. And so I just kind of went with the sticker sheet and added, I'm gonna call it Ivy, I guess, to that big kind of title on the second page there, and then I'm gonna add a heart up on some foam tape as well, and that kind of finishes off the embellishing for now on page 2. So now I'm kind of gonna go into how to apply the flip flaps. So the flip flaps will actually go on the outside of your page protector. There is like a strip that you peel off and you stick them on, and like I said, I layered them so that you could see the December 25th pocket card on the bottom, but then when you flipped all the pocket or the flip flaps up, it left a really big open space down on the bottom, and so I wanted to kind of fill that in and picked out a pocket card for some journaling. So that is actually going to be kind of hidden, but I like the way that that looks. It helps fill in that space when you do kind of open up the flip flaps. And like I said, that December 25th kind of looked plain. I had 2 more photo corners, and so I did add that to that pocket card there. And then I watched a couple videos, because like I said, this is only my second time using the flip flaps, and some of them actually will embellish on the flip flaps or the page protector itself, and so I am going to actually end up doing that, but instead I felt like that red needed to be broken up a little bit, and so on the sticker sheet were these 2 strips. They have little deer alternating, I think, with the ivy, so I just did those kind of going across the page, and then really felt like that top part on page 1 needed something, and so I grabbed the Merry Christmas sticker off the sticker sheet, added some of the greenery behind it, and I just really liked the way that that looked, and I felt like it filled in that space nicely at the top. I am going to add 2 hearts off of the top there, and then actually add a heart to the bottom cluster on page 1 as well. And that, I believe, is going to finish off page 1. Now on to page 2. I kind of wanted to figure out how to embellish. There's, when you flip open that 4x6 flip flap, there is quite a big space there, and kind of awkward, I would say, just with the edges of the papers. They just kind of cut off, so I did add 2 more deer under there, and then a phrase sticker I'm going to add behind the deer, and then there were just some kind of smaller phrase stickers, and so I just added those to the outside of the flip flaps, just to give the picture a little bit more embellishing. But I believe I am just about done. I do add a puffy sticker from my Felicity Jane stash to that happy hearts there, but I believe that is going to finish it off. Taking photos of the layouts were a little bit difficult because with the flip flaps they are shiny, and that the second page is in a page protector, So it did make it a little bit challenging, but I do include the close-ups of page 2 so you can kind of see a little bit better. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys will check out this collection down below. Again, it'll only be available through the end of October. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.